He never needed to raise his voice. He just made sure that she was too afraid to raise hers. There weren't any bruises, no screaming matches with broken dishes, just silence and the slow fading of who she used to be. This is Annie's story, and I'm telling it for her. Annie used to sing when she brushed her daughter's hair. She used to laugh in mid-sentence, sometimes forgetting the punchline because she was just having so much fun and lost in happiness. But slowly, and she didn't even realize it, she was beginning to shrink. She learned to edit herself before speaking. She'd say, "Oh, sorry, never mind," before she even finished a thought. She would whisper bedtime stories to her daughter so he wouldn't hear the lightness and happiness in her voice. She started avoiding words that might sound like disagreement. Even the way she said her daughter's name changed. She said it softer, gentler, like she didn't want to wake the rage that sometimes was just sleeping inside of her husband. Her voice didn't disappear all at once. It kind of faded like something underwater, still there, but out of reach. There was a time she nearly told a friend what was going on. They were having coffee, just two moms and their kids in the park. But when she opened her mouth, nothing came out. So she changed the subject. Later that evening, she quietly cried and told herself, things just aren't really that bad. There had already been moments, kind of moments of danger, of recklessness, of impact, moments that made her realize that silence just wasn't going to save her. Moments that you and I have talked about before. So one morning, without permission, Annie got up, got her purse and Bella, and they drove to the bank. Her hands were shaking the whole way, but her mind was clear. She knew what she had to do. The loan officer asked her a lot of tough questions. She answered with a steadiness of someone who had decided, and she was determined. No flinching, no looking over her shoulder. And then she signed her name. She had applied for and was granted a student loan. She rented a campus apartment, and when she finally walked out that door, it wasn't just with the plan, but it was with her voice. It wasn't loud, but you know what? It was hers. And she spoke with words. I will not let my daughter grow up watching me disappear. It's strange how a voice can just vanish without really anybody noticing. Not because it's stolen, but because we're kind of taught to give it away. Just a little bit at a time until one day we wake up and we realize that we've forgotten what our laugh sounds like or how it feels to say no, mean it, not be afraid of doing it. But sometimes it's just one single act, one brave decision that brings it all rushing back. And it's not in volume. This one's for you if your voice was ever too small to be heard, or if you were ever too scared to speak. If you've stopped laughing because it bothered the narcissist, if you read bedtime stories to your child in whispers, if you apologize for just having your own idea, if you forgot how to say your own name without flinching, if you're just now remembering how to speak, this one's especially for you because your voice, it doesn't have to be loud to be real. All it needs to be yours, your voice. And when you act on it, when you follow it, even when you're afraid, it becomes something no one else can take away from you. I'm Kyle Hackley, attorney, author of Undercurrent, and the host of the Are You Annie podcast. It's because of Annie that this podcast exists. I want everyone to know her story is true, and I believe that Annie is the part of all of us who once went quiet because of a narcissist, and then we chose to speak, not with a scream, but with action. So please remember that you are stronger than you ever believed. You are a warrior against narcissistic abuse. I want you to be tenacious and never, ever give up on what you believe in. Please take care of yourself. We're not alone here. We have each other in this community. I want you to know that I see you and thank you for being here because I know you're here. Until next time, please be good to yourself and I'll see you soon. Thank you.